I am the energy alchemist, celestial earth, bringing it from the heavens into the earth. And so we're talking about this divine essence and us being in the essence of time and understanding that it is essential to time and time is of the essence because of the controllers of time. Those who seek to control time seek to steal pieces out of your mind, and your mind is your soul, the beauty and the truth that is here to behold. Right? And I say this so that we open our minds to the perspective that is around us. Many of us don't know the truths, the hidden truths. Many of us don't know what's deep down in the roots. And some of us don't even know what we see that's barren as fruit, the manifestation thereof. But time will tell. You know how they say, oh, time will tell? Bob Marley song. Time will tell. Think you're in heaven, but you're living in hell. Oh, time will tell because we are the vessels of time and our intuition. We're clocking T, we're clocking time. Ooh, I just got that. We clocking T, we clocking time, y'all. Greetings, welcome in, peace, love, and light. It took me a while to like kind of get warmed up and get out here. I've been out here for a minute, sitting with the wisdom in the wind and deciding how I want to share this vision that came within about time and understanding who we are as vessels of time. We need to understand our existence in the time-space reality as timekeepers, and it is very precious to the soul. Your precious cargo is you as time. Your precious cargo is the divine essence that moves through you, and it is essential to your time existence. And we have to know it more than we show it. And those entities out there, the desperate energies that's doing desperate things right now, and I'm talking about your friends, I'm talking about your families, I'm talking about those that show up in your life at certain times to bring strife, but to make urgencies become your emergency. And it's not the emergence that you see in 5D. I'm speaking to my 5D people right now. We getting a whole lot of distractions because people want to seek to control your time. And I'm asking y'all to look in ways that you don't normally look. Right? Because the energies are very sublime. These are subliminal messages. We got to learn to read energy, y'all. We got to stop playing out here in these spiritual streets. Spirit is invisible. Spirit is energy. So read the energy. Do not look at what's happening on the surface level. It's the energy. And the controllers want to control. And there's different things that they throw in your way. And I'm talking simple things, y'all. Don't take anything at surface level value. Different things that are happening and they want to control. Oh, but it's just this, or oh, I'm just doing that. Set your boundaries and keep your boundaries firm. Especially for family members. Let me tell you, this is time to detach. This is the message I really want to be sharing. There's a level of detachment that we all gotta be aware of. Ashe, peace, love, and light. Thank you for coming through. Whoever's coming through, just go ahead and keep tapping some hearts. Tap, tap, tap. Keep the hearts coming because it helps to open the ways and the algorithms for those to find these frequencies, because these frequencies ain't for everybody. If you happen to come through, you done tapped into a frequency, you're already tapped in, because not everybody could find these frequencies. All right. Let me see. What does it say? Truth be told, only time can tell. Yep. Only time can tell. And you know what I mean. Only time can tell. Faithfully, I read that right. So there's this essence, if you will, of what is happening, what is turning. The times are turning. We're feeling things within families. There's a lot of uptick happening within families, and we better be able to recognize them. This is a time to detach. One of the main messages that was coming through in my dreams, and I'm gonna go ahead and just share it with you. It is the detachment that was had, right, as a personal story, personal with me as I went through this ancestral passage, going through Jamaica for those who do know, and the ancestral passage retreat that I just hosted. Although it was the first ancestral passage retreat, which I'm doing 3, it was the first phase of this one. It was my third, right? And now I see why 3 is necessary, because on my third passage is when I really got the message hit, like peel back my wig, if you will. And the message really hit. There's a certain level of detachment that I learned to display right now. Some of the things that are happening to some of us, we may feel all types of ways about it. I'm not even going to go into the feelings. What I'm asking us to look at is to see why it's happening as a way of detaching. Why is it happening? So that you can see what you need to detach from. There are things that are happening so that you can get to that next level and master detachment. Why am I talking about this? Because if we want to really tap into that crown chakra, your crown chakra is your highest spiritual chakra that is connecting you to the ethers. And it is about connectivity. And the number one block of this chakra is ego attachment. Personal attachment. Let me say it that way, because the ego is your personal will, your personal attachment, your personality. That's your ego of the soul, right? And not that the ego is bad, but we have to be watching what our ego attachments are. It is attached to certain things at a physical level, on the physical realm. And the spiritual is saying, come up, come up. The spiritual, the highest spiritual self, the cosmic body, the crown is saying you cannot stay attached to that. And I don't care what it is. Money, the job, friends, family, relationships, whatever you want to call it, you cannot attach to it. We are here to interface, to engage, to have experience, to transcend, to overcome. Some of you are having hard times overcoming because you are attached. You have your heartstrings attached. You have preferences. Attachments come in so many ways. This is the energy alchemist, right? I'm speaking to you now. Greetings, greetings coming through. And many of us, thanks for the heart me. Thank you for the heart me. Many of us don't realize the attachments that we have, because attachments show up in many ways. If you have a preference, you are attached. If you have certain hang-ups on concepts, you are attached. If you feel that you have to do things for certain people because they're your friend or your family, you are attached. If you feel obligated to a job, you are attached. If you feel obligated to a title, whatever that title may be, you are attached. The reasons that we do things, is some of us come up with these reasons, and these reasons are excuses for your attachment. I'm going to just call it like it is. And so as long as you have an attachment, you are hindered from what you are here to do in your soul's purpose. You cannot fully find the pathway because you have blockages, because you are attached to a particular person, place, thing, idea. Whatever the noun is, you are attached to the noun. So you can't verbiage your way out, because you're attached to the noun, so you do not recognize the verb. And the verb is saying move. The verb is saying detach. Spirit is trying to speak to you through the verb, and you're stuck in the noun. And so we are at a space right now where we are understanding, overstanding, understanding that there has to be an attachment. So I'm saying all of this. Let me bring it back. I done veered off a little bit. Let me bring it back to the point. So the message that I got specifically, strongly in the dream, specifically to me, was that you did well. Like you completed. Like I felt them thanking me. And when I say them, I mean my ancestors, my spirit guides, my higher self, the team within the self, thanking me for completing this final stage, this level or this layer of detachment. Like I've never detached before. And I'm going to explain to you what this detachment look like, because I'm saying the word and we hear the word and some people think, yeah, well, I detached, I cut this off, I cut that off. I'm speaking of a detachment on a level that is extremely difficult, a detachment that people don't think of or is unheard of. It's hard for them to even fathom because it feels normal. It doesn't feel like an attachment. It feels like this is what I'm supposed to do. No, detach and be connected to what is true. Right? Let me see what you're saying here. Feel me. Let me, if y'all with me, let me know. Detach. How many of y'all are on this path of detachment? Drop it in the chat. Put in there detachment. 555. Because it's a radical change. 5 is change. Tap and put it in the chat. Hit the 555. Hit detachment. I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Let me wait while y'all writing, because while y'all typing detachment in 555. Let me see what you're saying right here. People do not, let me see, people do not understand this 5D, no, evolution. And when you play with it, yep, when you play with it, it's a devolution. Exactly. People don't be understanding the evolution of time, my vessels in time. And when you play with evolution, when you play like you're evolving, but you're not actually doing what you need to do, you devolve. You don't evolve, you devolve. It's a devolution. That's how you be playing with the devil, right? Um, the ancestors, the ancestors have, yep, returned to continue their earthly travels. Ashe. And the ancestors are you. It's me and you. It's us. We are the ancestors in time. This is how we time travel. This is all about, this is why I said the essence of time. The divine essence is essential to time. We time travel through the ancestors in our DNA, and they were thanking me. Thank you for your detachment. Thank you for finally finding this last level of detachment. And this is the message that I come true to bring to you and you and you, whoever can receive it, because it's a hard pill to swallow. So get your glass of water, because I'm going to tell you right now, the detachment is going to mean detaching from your mother, your children. You got to be able to release and let go. And when you really mean it and the universe knows you mean it, watch and see what opens up. Watch and see. And when I speak these are things that people find it hard to do. When I talk about my children, and I love my children, but I can detach. I understand, overstand, and understand that they come through me. They don't belong to me. I am a vessel that they came through. And it's not for me to keep them. I'm here to be a guidance. But when they have free will, as we all do, and they choose to go against not just what I want because I'm the adult, but when you go against spirit, I'm here to follow an order of spirit, and I'm here to guide you through that order. And if you are not in alignment and you feel strayed, and I'm talking about the children, if they want to keep straying, and I'm willing to let you go. I'm not going to be that parent that says, you got to do this, you got to roll with me and force you. No, I will let you go. And I mean release you here. Here. Yeah, I got to take care of you. I got to clothe you. I got to feed you up until a certain point. But I'm going to release you right here. I'm not going to be biased to the point where, oh, you my child, so I got to do X, Y, and Z. No, I do not. I'm a soul unfolding in this journey, and you're on this journey with me, and you're your own soul unfolding in this journey. You better unfold. I'm here to guide you about the unfolding. But if you choose to hold on to the illusions in this world that I'm here to guide you away from and through, then you choose that. And I will let you go. I'm prepared to let you go up here and in here. It's coherency right here. And I do so with love and good intention. So you're not going to hold me back and hold me trapped because you're my child and I'm supposed to make sure that you do X, Y, and Z, especially after you turn a certain age. I'll do my part up until a certain age. And even as I'm doing my part, in my mind, I'm going to release you. I'm detaching. I don't think y'all hear me though. I don't think people really understand that because when I say certain things, it's like clutching pearls. Like, but that's your children. I know. But here's the problem. The key with the operative word is my. My. This is where people become a possession. And you become possessed by these possessions. You feel like you really own them. You're not mine. What's mine is my spirit. What's mine is my soul and my body, my threefold spirit, soul, body. That's mine. Anything outside of that does not belong to me. If it's meant to be with me, it will be with me. But release and detach from feeling that it is mine. My child, no. Give it back to the universe. You're just here to channel, to guide, to be a light. The next thing is parents. Be willing to let them go. And I'm not talking about just out of hate or, hurt. Oh, they hurt me. Oh, yeah, I could let them go. And some of you say it and you still can't let them go. Because the inner child in you, if you haven't done your inner child work, if you haven't parented your inner child, then your inner child is still yearning for that parent, even though they hurt your feelings. Ashe? So the next step is also being willing to let go of those parents. I don't care that they brought you into the world. They're the channel, just like you're the channel for your children. You owe nothing to no one. Detach. You don't have to take care of nobody. Detach. That's not your job. Detach. Ashe? I know some people don't like to hear that. Let me keep the cards going. Let me keep it pumping. Right? Yes. If it's meant to be with me, it will be with me. That part. We're just the guides. Right? I love nothing. Oh, I owe nothing. I thought you said I love nothing. I owe nothing to no one. Ashe, ashe. That part right there. We owe nobody anything. So detach. Some of you are missing your divine essence because you are clinging to physical things that do not support your higher being. Ashe. You are clinging to things that don't support your higher being of who you are here to evolve into, to ascend to. There's no ascendance without transcendence. And there's no transcendence without accountability to the spirit, to the soul. This is the time that we're in right now. This is why I said time is of the essence. And what is it that we need to do? Detach, detach, detach. That's why they were thanking me, because I detached on a level that I have not. So, and this was my third ancestral passage through Jamaica. But it was my first actual retreat that I shared. So I'm definitely doing the work and changing the codes, the DNA codes. And it was after I did the retreat that other things were open up even while I was in Jamaica. And things were still happening within the family that let me know I got to let go the family in a way that I never even thought before. I had already been working on letting go the family. A lot of times people don't understand the depths of what I'm talking about. Let me explain. Let me explain something to y'all. Because some of y'all might say, yeah, I let go, but let something come up. Y'all will show up to the family event and the family affair. The level of detachment that I'm talking about, that I literally just mastered and practiced, was that not even going to the wedding. the wedding that everybody was getting ready to go to. Everybody, the entire family. You not going? No, I'm not going because I see y'all. I see the toxicity. I see what's happening in the family. I see the time controllers that seek to control time, even in drawing me out and having me there, going against certain things by being there, because I'm not authenticating the vibratory field while I'm living in their pretentious energy, because they want to pretend to be happy and they want to use the platform of a wedding to initiate. This is what the time controllers are doing. If you're not ready to if you're not willing to detach in that way, you're not ready for this level of detachment that I'm talking about. This has to be practiced, implemented. I'm talking birthdays. I'm talking children's birthdays. I am not attending their birthdays. And it's not because I don't like them. It's because time is of the essence. And they're going to seek to control and steal your time and invade the space within your mind. By you not setting boundaries, by you not standing firm in who you are, this is what is happening. So we must detach. Some of us will say we're detaching, but we're celebrating holidays. I'm going to call it straight up what it is. The level of detachment that I have, nothing can bring me into their coordinates of their controlled time, because these holidays is a way to control you. I don't care what you want to call it. It's no way you could be in 5D right now and still entertaining holidays. This is not my judgment. This is a discernment of truth. Because if I know that these holidays are here to control your time and contract you into their timeline, then why am I celebrating it? I don't care what it is. People will say, oh, but my family just called and they mean well. They mean well, but they need to stay on that side of the well. They mean well, but you need to not entertain it. Stop them in their tracks. Let them know, hey, no, I don't do none of that, but have a lovely day. I appreciate the love. I don't do that, though. We have to start putting a stop to it. You know, I'm looking at even Mother's Day that just happened, and everybody is, oh, but it's your mother and your mother brought you in. No, stop it. That's an attachment. You are attached to a storyline. You are attached to the programming. And you are letting them control your time, because then what happens that day on Mother's Day? Your whole day goes around this whole mother thing and how you got to buy this. You got to get dressed up and go somewhere to some Mother's Day dinner, some Mother's Day brunch, lunch, whatever. You got to go buy flowers. They got you. And now you're distracted. Now they have controlled your time. It's as simple as that. Things that seem simple is not so simple. Right? I'm being very honest with y'all. Let me see what else are we saying here. Continue. Thank you for those who are here. Continue to tap the heart so those who can get to these frequencies. Not everybody ready for this frequency. Because I see a lot of people that are talking some good stuff, but the walk ain't in alignment with the divine assignment, because you are still holding on to certain ideas. You are still holding on to certain wounds that do not fall in alignment with the modality of the divine's assignment. There are certain principalities that cannot be broken. Right? And I'm talking about so many things that we want to be attached to. Let me see what you're saying. People think a demonic child is actually their bloodline. That shows they are demonic and they won't even see it. It's actually, okay. People think a demonic child is actually their bloodline, right? And so they won't see it. That shows that they are demonic and they won't see it. They won't look at it because they see that as, oh, that demonic child. You know, and they won't see that it comes from them, because they won't see that that child is a reflection of them. Faithfully, I commented towards that, right? Right? 5D isn't perceiving a day of the week is negative. Um, it's another day to remind people to appreciate others. Okay, okay, I hear you. How you so pressed about one day out of the year to which, okay, you won't celebrate any other day. All right, let me see if I'm getting this correctly. 5D isn't perceiving a day of the week as negative, is negative. Okay, it's not about seeing it negative. If I'm getting this correct, you probably think that I'm saying that the day is negative. It's not negative. That's not what I'm saying. Um, if this is what you're saying, it's another day to remind people to appreciate others. And like I said, this is the ideas that people want to hold on to. If that is your idea and your concept, then you are attached. You are attached to a concept because we can appreciate others in so many ways. We don't need their holiday to remind us to appreciate others, right? These holidays are used to control your mind and your time, but you tell yourself that it's something else. And like I said, this is why I said a lot of people not going to like this. And that's fine. You're not ready for these frequencies. It takes when you really go through some stuff, when you really elevate and evolve to certain frequencies, and you look and you say, oh, that's what that was. That's what that is. Yes, it's a time manipulation tactic. And it's to control you and keep your mind in a specific warp in time. So it's not that the day is negative. I'm not calling the day negative. But what I'm saying is, how are you attached to that day? And 5D, the fifth dimension, is about being able to expand. It is an expression of creation in time. It's being able to expand out of the shadows of 3D. And the shadows of 3D are those things that are meant to control your time. So it's not that the day is negative. We can honor mothers all through the year, every day of the week. We can honor fathers. We don't need them to give us a day to do this. But when they do, they control your time because it's a distraction. And so you're not focusing on what needs to be focused on. We don't need a day to tell us to appreciate. If you're walking in the love frequency, which is the unity frequency, which is 5D, then you appreciate everything all the time and you don't need a day to give it to you to do so. So, but what I'm talking about is those people who are attached to those days. I don't really have a problem with the days per se. I'm speaking of the attachment to those days because I utilize the day. If anyone saw the video where I spoke on Mother's Day, where I call it the day of the awakening to the matriarch, because we utilize that day because it's a collective consciousness. There's energy in that day. It's almost like a portal because of the collective consciousness, because they're all wrapped around that holiday. But we have to alchemize. We have to transcend what they meant it for, alchemize it, go within and practice the awakening of the divine matriarch in you. And when you honor that is within you, you will honor that which is around you. You will honor the divine matriarch, which is a divine feminine energy all around, across all borders, through everyone. Right? And it will fold over and press over to who it needs to press over to. Your mother will feel you every time because you respect the divine matriarchal feminine energy that is within you. You respect the maternal feminine energy inside of you. And believe me, your mother will feel it. You don't need Mother's Day to show it. A lot of people use Mother's Day to make up for all the other bullshit that they're not. So then they can say, oh yeah, look, Ma, I love you. I care about you. But you're not really honoring that mother per se. You're not really honoring the maternal energy, the true matriarchal energy in the family, because some of you are still upholding, some people are still upholding the what do I want to call it? The dysfunctionalities within the family, the generational cycles that need to be broken. You're not checking your mom, you're not checking the maternals in your family. You're upholding the dysfunctions, and then on Mother's Day, you want to come and bring flowers and talk about, oh, I love you. I love you. I just love you so much. Love is truth. Love lights the truth. How about you heal some wounds on Mother's Day? How about you talk about the ugly stuff instead of bringing these pretty flowers all the time? How about you talk about the ugly? Bring the ugly up. Bring the ugly to the forefront so that you can heal. Bring it up so you can face it. Right? Don't just call I just call to say I love you. Don't just call to say I love you. Call to be like, Ma, you know there's some effed up shit happening right now. And I see it now. I recognize it. This is wrong. Let's talk about this. I see where this came from. Hey, Ma, I just want to know, do you have any wounds? What hurts you? Let's talk about it. Because only when you face it, only when you talk about it are you facing it. Instead of hiding it under some flowers, under a beautiful brunch and lunch and, he and pretentious energy. Right? It's time to pull the shades on that. This is what the detachment looks like. Detach from how you want to see things. Oh, but I just want to, it's not about what you want. This is what, see, what you want is your personal will. That's your personal ego. Your solar plexus is all turned upside down because it's in personal will and not the divine will. That's your personal preference. That's what you want. And the walking with spirit, walking with the divine is being able to detach from what you want. And that's what people find hard. And a lot of times people abuse it and misuse it and confuse it and want to put words in God's mouth, in the divine's mouth, want to put their words in the divine's mouth and in the divine's way. That is not divine. That's you wanting to bend the divine to your way. It's what they call anthropomorphism or something like that. When if that's the right word, when they're trying to turn God, the divine, into man, you're trying to put God into your container. That's not what spirit is telling you to do, but you're going to say that because it's comfortable for you. Ashe? Let me see what I missed right here. Let me see what we're saying. Celebration day could still choose your own. Maybe you could still choose your own celebration. Yep. And you could celebrate any day you want. Nothing's wrong with celebrating, but what I'm talking about is honoring those holidays that are meant to control your timeline. That's time control because you bend towards those holidays. See, I ain't lying. Listen to the wisdom in the wind. Right? Let me see. Oh, what the hell is she talking about? You'll know, you'll find out, you'll see at some point. If you're not getting it right now, maybe the seeds are just dropping somewhere, and at some point, you'll get it. And if you don't know, now you know. At some point, you'll get it. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. Go ahead and tap up those hearts so that those who can find this can find their way, because you help the algorithms. When you receive, is that receive? When you evolve and transcend through healing your bloodline, those of your bloodline that do not honor that transcendence with their own work have become or chose to remain a mutation of the corrupt. Ooh, that's different. And that's real and that's true. They've chosen to become that mutation, right? So when you evolve, When you transcend, and those family members, when you change the codes in your bloodline. Let's just be real. When you change those codes. That's why I say the blood is boiling. You change something and the blood starts boiling, and over there cousins got an issue, uncles and aunties got an issue, and all of a sudden you're the difficult one, you're the weird one. Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta bring this ugly truth to the forefront? You are boiling the blood, and then they start to attack. They start to attack in ways that they don't even realize because it's unconscious to them, right? But they become a part of this devolution. You're evolving, they're devolving, they're unraveling. And so what happens is they are now mutating to the corruption. They become a part of it. They become corrupt because they can't fathom this, right? You're changing it and they're not transcending. When they don't honor your transcendence, that's what happens. They double down in the buffoonery, in the dysfunction. They can't see the levels and the frequency that you're on, but they feel it. They feel the blood boiling. That's why they get irritated with you. They come to you with pretentious energy and things like that, and they don't see it. They're unconscious. This is why I talk about depersonalizing. We have to depersonalize while we're detaching. Remember, detachment means detaching that ego attachment in the crown. That's the detachment. And by doing so, you also have to depersonalize, because that ego attachment is your personal attachment. So depersonalize, to detach. Take your personhood out of it. I'm just showing you, giving you the steps on how to alchemize. So some people be asking me, like, how do you do it? This is how you alchemize the energy and the frequencies. You have to be willing to detach, to depersonalize, to have accountability for how you show up and what you allow. Don't just blame them out there. There's something that you do, there's a part that you play in it. Can you recognize that? Right? The attack in the blood is real, and it is, because I was getting it, and they be giving it to me, and they don't know they giving it to you. You can't even talk to them about it, right? What I'm saying to you in detachment, you just got to detach. And see, I just saw 5-5. 5-5. 5 is change. Uranus just entered Gemini. Radical changes are happening. Radical changes. So there's disturbances. When Uranus is in play, when that Oya energy and that lightning starts to hit, it's a disturbance. It's meant to disturb you. That's how you detach. I just did this detachment that I'm sharing with y'all because of a disturbance. I was getting disturbed. Don't think detachments come easy. It's a disturbance. It disturbs you. It agitates you. But it's for you to look at it and realize what is happening. Why are you having this disturbance? It's pushing you. The energies are pushing you to make a decision based on what you truly know. Now is not the time to falter. Now is not the time to fall to attachments, to make certain ridiculous decisions, compromising decisions. You compromise your spiritual goals and your spiritual purpose. You compromise your destiny and your soul's purpose because of some finite existence with finite people. You compromise your infinite self for a finite moment in time, because that's what this lifetime is. It's finite. It's a point, it's a dot in your infinite existence in totality, and you're going to compromise your infinite existence for some finite affiliation, if you will. So this is what I mean. Some people think, man, you cold. No, I'm not cold. I'm truthful and bold. It takes a bold statement. It takes a brave heart to be able to do what I'm talking to you all about. It's not easy, but it's true. You got to detach. It's not about you. It is, but it isn't. Right? This is not about you trying to take care of people, be friends with people. Like, get over that. Detach from that. That's not what you're here for. Help if you can help, but then let go. Forgive where you need to forgive so you can give love forward and move forward and let go. right? Let me see what we're saying here. If I miss any here, yes, take the title down. Take down the label. Take down the titles. Put all that on the back burner. Who cares about a title? Don't make that continue to hold you in position. They are blind to unconsciously. Yep, they are blind to it unconsciously. They operate in the oppositional energy. Exactly. That's how they become corrupt. They're blind to it. They're walking around unconscious. They're not recognizing this, right? And justice for, may they be at peace. Yes, I agree. May they be at peace. I don't know who Michael is, but justice for who needs justice for. And may they be in peace and at peace with the justice. And justice is also for those of you who are bearing witness to see that justice, to see that truth. Ashe? Let me see what else I was saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, but some are very egotistical. Yep, self-centered, who need a reminder to appreciate others, which is the highest level of divinity. Self-love guide our oath. Yes, some people do need a reminder, but then even how they're being drawn into the reminder, because they're still not being true. They're just doing it like, it's almost like when your teacher tell you to do something. So, say like, okay, Mother's Day come, and the teacher says, it's Mother's Day, write your mother a love letter. And so they just do it. Because some are, yeah, they're insensitive. They're not thinking of others. So when these things happen, it calls them back into remembering, but it's still not done in truth, because they're just doing it because the teacher told you to. Because the teacher said, write this love letter. Oh, it's time to, love on your mother. Do this. So they do it. It does remind them. But what I'm speaking of is like a deeper level of just being detached from these, controllers of time. I'm speaking to those of us that's really like 144 ascendants, those of us who are really in a different timeline. We've quantum leaped multiple times and we're really outside of the old earth. And so some of us may still be feeling some tugs and whatnot. So I'm sharing that with you, that you may want to let go of these, because I see it time and time again. I see it in many people. I've seen it come through my workshops. I see it where people are ready to do the work to a certain extent, because as soon as a holiday hits, they get dragged right back down into it and then come back and wonder why they've been going through it. Well, because you let this holiday pull you back into the family dynamics. You let this holiday control your time. So this is why I'm saying it to those of us who have reached this plateau, for those of us who are doing the work and wondering what's still happening, like, because we have to detach. This is a final stage of detachment. Let go of your children, let go of your parents, let go of your family, let go of your friends. And I'm not talking about cut them off. I'm talking about let go here. Let go here. Let go of the concepts. Let go of the way that you have been holding on to them. Let go. Detach. It does not mean what you think it means to you. It's time to change the circumference of the meaning. The context has to change. 555. Change. This is a change that's necessary right now. Right? Let me see what else you're saying. I take a brave heart to admit you're wrong and give up your child. Oh, it takes a brave heart to admit you're wrong and give up your child. Yep, your childlike obsession with a majority of friends. I think that's what it says. It says majority, imaginary, with imaginary friends. It takes a brave heart. And it does. Like I said, it's extremely brave. I have to be brave in taking these steps, because it's not easy. Imagine we're raised to think things a certain way. We're raised to think, your children, you got to love them to the end. You got to do everything for your child, or else you're not a good mother. You're not. Believe me, all these things have run through my mind. But when you are liberated, in the way that I'm expressing to you, this detachment brings forth a different type of liberation where nothing that nobody says to you, all those things, those programs have shattered in my mind. I've deprogrammed and depersonalized and detached in a way that is unbelievable, unfathomable, as I said. And yes, it takes bravery because as a mother, it's like it hurts. Believe me, I'm saying it to you. Don't think this goes without a process. I have to process this through my psyche, through my what do I call it again? The nervous system. This takes calibration of the nervous system. I got to recalibrate some ish. I got to debunk the funk that has been programmed in me. This is not true. You know how many times things are happening and I got to say, this is not true. This will not be the truth of me. The devil is a liar. You know how they be saying the devil is a liar? Yeah, I got to say that. You will not hold me with this guilt in my sacral chakra. Nope, I'm not going to sit here and feel guilty about that. You may be released. My children know, don't play with me. Don't cry to me. Because that's a demon. Because demons are unhealed wounds. And if you got a wound, you need to get rid of that. Go get rid of that wound. Don't talk to me through your wounds because you can't see through that. That's going to be your blockage because your wounds are going to be your preference. Your wounds are going to be what you prefer to hold on to till you get justice for your wound. And you will be doomed by your wounds. So I don't deal with the demonic stuff, the wound-filled stuff. It's demonic. That's the demon. This is what we got to understand. It's not some ugly green goblin demon. The demon is your wound. And that wound opens the doors for parasitic energy, opposition energy, demonic entities. It can't happen without you. It can't happen without your wounds. So if you don't detach from these wounds, these theories, these ideas, then you will be doomed. And so I don't sympathize with demons. And my children know that. Don't come to me crying. And see, these are things where people may look at as mean. It's not mean. It's true. My children know when they come to me, oh, what are you crying for? What are you crying about? Because I don't sympathize with no demons. Let's deal with that first. Let's get your wound out of the way. I teach them how to look at the mirror. Why are you in your wounds? Right? And I'm not talking about if they fall down and hurt themselves. And okay, yeah, you're going to cry. And it's still a lesson in that as well. Why did you fall? What's the lesson that you need to learn? I'm going to make sure they okay. Are you okay? Yeah? Okay, cool. Now let's talk about how this happened. Because nothing is an accident. Nothing is a coincidence. So how did you attract this? What's happening? What were you thinking? What were your thoughts? And my children know that to a T right now. This is 5D children I'm talking about. I don't play with that 3D-ish. So they already know when certain things happen. If something fall, they look around and they be like, what happened? Whose thought did that? Were you watching me? Were you thinking something? Did I upset you and something? Nothing just happens. Energy moves through our mentals, through our minds, through our emotion, because emotions are energy in motion. So when things happen, it is energy in motion. Least you forget. Right? Then we fall into sin. Because sin is where we forget. Sin comes from forgetfulness. Right? Let me see. God's word, truth, and justice. Yep. Ashe, ashe. It is God's word. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me make sure. Let me see what I'm maybe missing here. Okay, I get that. Beautiful black consciousness, sister. Ashe, ashe. Peace, love, and light. And thank you for being here in this beautiful black consciousness, right? Sometimes you really don't have any friends, associates. Yes, not friends. Yeah, sometimes you got to realize it's just you. And I've done that too. And it's fine to be you. It's not lonely. I tell people I'm not lonely, but I'm alone in a lot of things. And that's okay. It's lonely sometimes at the top of the mountain when you get in the downloads and all of that. And then when you go back into the valley, because you got to carry it back into the valley. And then you really feel lonely because then everybody looking at you like, what the hell? Right? So sometimes you don't need to have no friends. Not saying you can't, but what I'm talking about is the attachment. See the difference there? I can have friends, but I don't need to have any friends. I'm fine without it. I don't need validation. I don't need people to be with me. I am fine without it, but I can have friends. I can have associates. And I understand that it's for a moment in time because some come, some go. It's for the alignment and the divine assignment at that time. Let it go. Be ready to let go at all times. That's what I mean by detachment. With this level of detachment, I'm ready to let go at all times. So nothing holds me. Nothing, you can't manipulate me right about now. I'm not doing the manipulation spirits. The spirits of manipulation are annoyed with me because I don't fall for any of their excuses. And they can give you some excuses. And all I do is go, that's nice. But I stand 10 toes down, uncompromising from my spiritual principalities first. If spirit is showing me something already, that's the priority. What you need is not my priority. And I don't care how bad that sounds at their time of need. And they may throw things at you. Oh, but that's not fair. Did it? Like I had a relative tell me, that's not right. I don't do that when I don't put the children involved when there's a like something about a birthday, because at this point I realized that this birthday there's some demonic initiation happening and I'm not going to be a part of that. But they don't realize it. And then it was thrown at me, oh, I don't do that when it's your child. I show up and did. Guess what? Here's the difference. Even if you don't show up, I'm fine. I invite you out of pleasantry, out of politeness, not out of a need. So if you don't come, that's okay. But don't put that on me. I'm not going to wear that guilt like, oh man, that's messed up. That is true. You're there for me, so I got to be there for you. No. How about even when you come and you're there for me, you're not there in truth? This is that pretentious energy. So don't make it seem like you're doing me a favor. So sometimes we got to stand 10 toes down and don't let nobody guilt you into anything. Even if they don't say it, sometimes it be your own guilt. Sometimes you do things and you go places because you feel like, well, damn, they come to my stuff, so I should go to their stuff. Listen, maybe you should stop having stuff. I'm at the point right now where I'm not having, I will do as spirit guides me. I will have what I have and I will celebrate my children right where I'm at. And I'm not at this point right now. I'm glad they said that to me because I'm no longer inviting any. Don't worry, I won't invite you. I'll just have a celebration, and whoever's around at that time is who's around. Whoever is for us and in that energy at that time, that's who I will invite. And it could be one person, it could be two people. We're fine. We don't need a whole barrage of people with that pretentious energy. I can detach. Detach yourself from those guilty feelings, because those guilty feelings have y'all feeling like y'all got an obligation. The wounds that you have got some of y'all feeling like y'all obligated. Chin check those wounds, right? Let me see. Ashe, ashe, hi, right back to you. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Yes. A demonic child is a child choosing to be illusionary. And if you think that's your child, you're right there with them, right? If you be like, damn, that's my baby. No, when that demon got a hold of them, when those wounds got a hold of them, I tell them to stand right there until they drop that demon. Are you ready to let go of that wound? Are you ready to let go of that demon? Come talk to me when you can do that. Continue to huff and puff right where you at. And then come see me when you let go of that demon. I don't entertain wounds. And I see people's wounds in them. I see it orchestrating stuff, especially in the family dynamics. And as a generational curse breaker, you're gonna be unliked. You're gonna be the black sheep. They're gonna want to scapegoat you, things like that. Remember who you are in time. Remember the divine essence that you are, and that very essence is essential to time, and that's who you are. So they can't twist it. They can't bend it. They can't fold it. They can't manipulate it if you so choose to stand firmly in truth. Ashe? Let me see. The word friends is a pivotal word depending on the intentions of the people involved and you yourself. What kind of ulterior, is that ulteriors? I think it says ulteriors revolve around. Oh, what type of ulteriors revolve around this so-called friendship? Exactly. What's the agenda? That's what I say. What's the agenda? Right? Let me see if I missed some. Some forgive me if I'm not seeing some of y'all because I didn't keep it going. Let me see if I could catch up to what it's saying. My son said his teacher hit him and she is denying it. A bullshit. A bullshit is what I say. If your son said what she did is what she did. I mean, and I know some people might say not necessarily because the son could be lying, but you have to know the heart of your son. Let's put it that way. And if you know his heart and he said it, then that's what happened. If the teacher's denying it, that's the BS right there. And then you got to decide where you want to be and what you want to do. If you're going to take your child out of that class, for me, it's like, all right, well, for me, I homeschool mine, so I don't even have that issue. But if it's to go to the school and say, hey, take him out, because if she's denying it, I don't trust her in the presence of my child. Take him out, put him in another class. Right? Put him in another class. We got to be the ones that recognize truth. And we can't wait for people to validate the truth that we recognize. Speaking of denials, this is what's happening in a lot of families. Deny, deny, deny. They're denied to a chronic degree, which is, my family dynamic. Denials and avoidance like a mug. Like they are afraid of accountability. They can't do accountability because they have to deny the truths. You can bring it to them exactly what it is, put it on the plate, fix it up for them and show them, and they're going to tell you, well, that's not what it is. See, what had happened was, and because of this and because of that, they got an excuse for everything except for having accountability for what is. The question is, can you just have accountability? Nobody's judging you of, right or wrong. Just have accountability for what you did, but they can't even do that. And that's why there's no true transcendence. They can't transcend, right? Not an easy, yep, it's not an easy road at all for us to doing what we're doing. I don't know how long ago you wrote that, but my apologies if I'm just getting to that because I wasn't allowing it to scroll up. Bravery is how we are forging forward, building the new earth. That part right there, that's why I have to be brave, because it's a part of the new earth. The fifth dimension new earth is bravery. We're forging through. And so we gotta do some things that's unheard of, that people don't like to hear, don't want to see, don't want to be. But this is our part. Right? What is 2020? Is that 200? It's a 200. Not 100, but 200. Ashe. Teach a child to say what you have to say. Yep. And don't expound on the language. Yep. And don't lie. Teach the child to say what you have to say. I agree. Say what needs to be said. Don't expound. Don't lie, don't elaborate, don't embellish, just speak in the truth. Just be in truth. This is what we have to teach the children to do. Because love lights the truth every step of the way. So I don't need to embellish nothing. right? Even for those of us who are the light warriors, who are in the new earth, who are ushering in the next dimension in time, we don't have to say less, is the answer that I got from March. Say less. Stop over saying anything to them. Don't even try. Recognize who these time controllers are and choose to not share time with them. Set your boundaries.